What's good, YouTube? Chris from Team Innovation here, bringing you guys another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Live Duels. And on today's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Live Duels, I'm playing up against Terrell, a subscriber of mine, and he's using Nekroz, and I'm using my infamous Masked Armageddon Knight Poly Heroes. And as you guys can see, my first hand was pretty much brick, and it would have been good if he didn't go Dinko Seka. I'm like, okay, I can do a little something after I stall out, but he dropped that Dinko like a boss, and I'm like, crap, for back row negated, and I'm pretty much done. And he opened up with the preparation right, so at this point, I'm just in a really bad position. There's nothing you can really do against a Dinko Seka. And I'm just like, wow, what are the odds of drawing Double Mind Crush, Call, Vanities? But hey, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm not gonna lie, if my fourth card would have been a Hero Lives, that hand would have been the nuts. So things happen, shit happens. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's life. And right now, Terrell's going for Kaleidoscope to send the Quasar from his extra deck to the graveyard. Yeah, he plays the Quasar build. A build that's not really ran that often, but I guess it works for him. And he's bringing out Valk and Unicorn, so I'm like, yeah, that's a bunch of damage right there, and there's not much I can do with 4 back row that's automatically negated. So I'm like, unless I draw a Hero Lives, I'm pretty much lost to duels. I need to get rid of Unicorn, and I drew nothing. I drew another trap, so I scooped. So yeah, my deck was pretty much, I clump shuffled, and my deck was pretty much just drawing all traps. This was casual play testing before the main event on Monday, which was the free tournament. So going over into game 2 now, I'm going for the Summoner Monk. He goes for the Veiler, and I chain the Book of Moon to resolve my Monk because I really needed to get the Shadow Mist out to start my combo plays going. And by the way, guys, as a disclaimer, this is a 5 duel round that we did. We just went back and forth, and this is going to be a 2-part video because when I originally had all the duels together, it was like a 26-minute long video, and I know a lot of you guys don't have a good attention span for that, and or care enough to watch 26 minutes of just straight up almost a half an hour of just me dueling against Nekroz. So for, I guess, what do you want to call it, viewer purposes, I guess I just made it a 2-part special. I feel like it would be easier to watch. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Would you guys, if on my casual play testing, would you guys rather me just do a big long out, drawn out 30-minute duels videos, or just have it brought out to like part 1, part 2, and maybe in the future part 3 if this casual play testing segment, I guess I want to do, even though it's just basically just me doing live duels, if it gets popular with you guys. Like, also let me know what you guys think about just me recording my play testing and showing how things work and my deck work. I really do, I think, honestly, showing play testing and how I think can help you guys out. So anyway, with all my jabbering, he Book of Moons my Dark Line, banishes it with that one Nekroz guy effect, and he summons a Dinko and I run over my face down. My face down was a Monk, and like when he got rid of the Dark Line, I'm like, okay, whatever, as long as he doesn't give her a Monk, I'm good. And he had his only monster give her a Monk, which is Dinko. I know a lot of Nekroz players aren't maining the Dinko right now, but I guess for locals, Dinko is really good because, you know, a lot of local players, they just like to run a lot of back row, so in that instance, Dinko is really good. But I think Terrell's going to the YCS, so I don't know if he's gonna be maining Dinko for the YCS. Who knows? Personally, if it was me, thinking on how competitive the YCS might be, if it's all Nekroz, you run the risk of Dinko being dead. But if you play against all rogues in the early rounds, Dinko's gonna be good. But from my experience from YCSs for the past 3 years, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Consistently, and even on off and on my past from card game experience, you're gonna see rogue and nothing but rogue for the first 3 to 4 rounds. That's average, unless you get hit in the back bracket with good players, and that's a whole nother story. So yeah, Dinko Seka main deck is pretty good, but you do run that risk of playing against all Nekroz, so it's the risk reward type of thing. So yeah, I just decided to make Ab-Zero because at that point there was really nothing I can make that would have mattered, and I feel like, okay, if he trips me, if he does anything, Ab-Zero wipe his field. So I just ran over the Dinko in my turn, and he runs over my Ab-Zero in his turn. Right now I have a dead Shadow Dragon in hand. The only part about the Armageddon Knight engine is like when you draw the engine in your hand, it's like kind of odd. Like Shadow Dragon is good against certain decks, especially rogue decks that XYZ a lot. But in builds like and against decks like Nekroz, Dragon is not that good. It's mainly only good when they do go for the Degen lock. It's a way to out the lock. So I do like Dragon. But right now he didn't make the Degen lock, so there was nothing he could. Dragon was just dead pretty much. So I just dumped the Zephyros to set up my XYZ plays for future turns. Because if I do for some reason draw a Bubble Man, I can go Dragon, special Bubble Man, bounce back Bubble Man with Zephyros, special Bubble Man again, and have 2 XYZ monsters on the field by overlaying Dragon, Armageddonite, and Bubble Man and Zephyros. So he goes for the Nekroz. I think it's not Cycle. The one that Monster Reborn guys back, and I warned to get out of the way because I pretty much had no choice. And I'm just thinking right now. Oh, I drew my turn. I drew my Hero Lives, as you guys saw, because I thought he ended his turn. But when I realized he was still in his main phase 2, I put it back. So yeah, he's searching his deck for that Nekroz card again. Let you Monster Reborn. I did not know that cause I know some of the other Nekroz members, I believe, when you banish him, you can't search out the same one. You gotta search out one with a different name. But apparently the one with the Monster Reborn allows you to search out another one with Monster Reborn. I took it, read it, and everything. I thought they all had to search out different names. So at this point, when I ripped the Hero List, I'm thinking like, crap. I do not want to. I wish Armageddonite was not on the board right now, because his hand isn't that great. So if I could have just made Dark Law at this moment, I would have been in a very strong position. Yeah, he could have brought back one of his monsters, but more of his cards would get banished, so it's one of those risk reward type things. But it is what it is. So right now, I'm just doing my thinking and constant thinking on what the best play is going to be. Like, I do this a lot, as you guys can see, and this is how I play at YCS and everything. Like, I do a lot of thinking and going in graveyard and shuffling through the deck and going in graveyard and over and over and over, because when you're playing a rogue deck, you really can't mess up with the deck. Like, one play error can cost you the game, and playing decks like Heroes, honestly, I feel like improves you to be a good player, because it makes you be good with what you have rather than playing with a deck that has 1,000,001 outs. Not saying it makes you guaranteed better than someone playing a meta deck, but it damn sure makes you a good player, and it gives you the satisfaction like, okay, if I can do this with a rogue deck, imagine what I can do with a meta deck. So yeah, I love rogue for the win. Hit that like button for rogue love. So yeah, I just decided on summoning the Shadow Dragon, because at that point it's like really not much I can do. I mean, I'm just thinking like, okay, what would be the most optimal play? I'm thinking, okay, I can go Samurai, hit him for 38. I can go Laval Chain and dump. I mean, but at that point it was just like, you know, I do have a Hero Lives in hand. He's just gonna come back because he does have that one Monster Reborn Nekroz card in hand. It's just like, yeah, there's not much I can go for. So I'm like, you know what, screw it. Just push for much damage as possible. Hit him for a Samurai in turn. And on his following turn, as you guys can see, he's pretty much gonna win. So I'm gonna end that the commentary on this video off with this statement. Yeah, this duel, I got wore out by Nekroz. Pretty much he 2-0'd me, but the duels aren't over yet. Stay tuned for part 2. Part 2 is coming after this video. So with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you give it a big thumbs up, show support. As always, comment down in the comment section below what you guys thought about this dual video at hand. And of course, I do these videos I truly believe in helping you guys become better players. I also do these videos I truly believe you guys help me become a better player. This is Chris from Team Innovation signing out. Stay tuned for part 2, because it's definitely a lot more interesting than this duel was. Peace.